Aurelio's removal, she's had a lot of use across the board. She, to be fair, on Cafe, not as much as other maps and sites that you've seen in things such as, you know, Consulate especially, or Coastline as well, but to the Wolves without anything there against the little drive and the little explosion. Woman's going to dig himself in, though, on Pixel. He's just going to sort of lie down behind the Goyo shield. It's a dangerous place to be if that gets popped. But it's down to if it actually gets the pop round.
Yeah, well, grenades are being tossed in now, and that will force Always to fall back. Saito will still hold on for now, because there is that secondary shield we have been talking about. The first one will blow up, though. I was about to say, Saito, you really do not want to stay there, because that is going to be getting you killed. And as I believe that was a... not a Selma, something else just got... oh, it was a Selma that just got tossed into that window. Well, making sure that that will open up, putting up some extra pressure onto that shield.
Well, Shaco just tried to drive their way through. They realize they're low on time. Bride with the trade on the deep back line finds the second. Right in the middle, Rafal hopped in on the other side. Suddenly leaves just Scyther by himself. The C-Thor, but he thought he could make it work. Unfortunately, read too late, just where everything was starting to pull together. They heard the start of the push and then realized it was actually the swing from the eastern side. And I said it's something where BDS can be quite diverse in their take, and they're able to actually up towards it when they realized they were so stuck on that standard entrance.
Very good usage of Flores here, we have to say, making sure that first the Evil Eye goes. And why I had a little bit of a giggle was due to the parkour he took. He went as far out just so the Evil Eye wouldn't be able to see him, and then at the moment the Evil Eye had line of sight, just jumped and clicked the button so it would detonate right in front. And of course, right afterwards onto the shield as well. So two key pieces of utility removed by the Flores drone. And with that, Piano was able to be taken under control, especially with the Selma that got used as well, because the drone also blew up the ADSs that could have been located there.
Yeah, again, it's the great adaptation we've seen with the Flores drones. It's sort of the two-pronged way of using it to dig out utility or using it to open the rotations. You have that option, which if you're bringing sort of goodbye, Dan with the hop out there. I said East can be very thin. Elemzje has the response, though. He made an option, he made a choice, thinking he could get there rather than towards the Christmas door in time, and he'd have a little bit more support. But either way, it led to disaster. Shaiko gets joystick, gets one more as Scyther suffers two. It's Elemzje. Takes the head of the top of the body in the middle of the white stairs, leaving just Shepard alone. Yet again, a clutch situation and possibility here for Empire, but it's not in the greatest situation. Knows that this is probably still being watched. Elemzje just calling it and saying, listen, I've got it. You do the rest. But in the meantime, Bride's found his way through onto the site.
And trying to get that plan down, and Shaiko, of course, there with the cover. The Selma had opened up before, and with that, all you need to do is hold the angle, because they knew he didn't go up, so he must have still been on the stairs because it was being watched. And as a result, BDS with a very nice second round. And
it's a very quick clear of the top two floors as they finally start to approach that hatch inside. There's a little bit of a response from Mist C4 underneath, and it was a bit eager.
A bit eager indeed, and right now just the rotations coming through. There is no more C4s left in Empire. They do have a couple of Yokais though they can try and use, and if a lot of the verticalities being opened up, the pressure will be on as well, and they will know that on BDS, and well, their job now will be to try and clear out as much of the utility as they can, to clear out these anchor positions where the Empire players will be sitting. Now, with everything opened up, Renshiro will be covering off the top floor, will be covering off the rotations into safe ground. And if you then get these Flores drones in, as Elemzje is now going to be deploying, they will be walking back right into your crosshair at some point, and you're just going to be able to pick up the kill for free in that case.
Renshiro knows roughly where a man is, but it gets caught. Flores, he's there with a drone, causing his own problems. They're able to swing in and push under the pressure. Joystick is doing his best, but Shaiko gets the man who tried to offer some support, and Bride is there to cut off the man himself. A quick take on Bakery with a great double down of pressure on two. The door itself. Now, though, they've set themselves with eyes further into the site. The drones are still steadily wearing away. There's a big hole all down that red core long corridor as they're going to double up with that Milosh on the backside too. They have entirely left the site. They're going to trust their cross angles, trust the control that they can get, but otherwise it's down to Scyther on those Echo drones. That might be the only thing that breaks this away, but in the meantime, they're not aware, because Bride just sticks it, and that puts them in a very tricky situation. Scyther gets one, gets dropped by Bride in the trade and the pickup there, and puts them in a 4 versus 2 post plant. It's not very long though. BDS pick them up almost instantly.
Witnessing a masterclass of attacking on Cafe Dostoyevsky here by BDS at this very moment. 3 rounds in a row to manage to win, and Empire just completely left without any answers so far. 50 seconds, even less on the board right now, and still no kill to be found for either of them. Extra drones are coming in to deal with these pieces of utility that will be slowing them down. Also putting up some pressure there into... Oh, that's a good shot coming through here from Dan, who will be able to confirm the kill. However, the rest of BDS is trying to flood the side as we speak.
Big trades come through, 30 seconds left, and they're going to try and stick it. In the meantime, the fight happens either side, and it's all BDS's way. Elemzje does go down, though, and Shepard's able to lock it off as they try and re-stick somewhere else. It's a 3 versus 1. The pings are coming through pretty consistently. Sprays towards the attempt on the plant, unfortunately. Not enough bullets in always his magazine to be able to try and lock that off. 40 seconds. We don't see many of it. Another plant, another hold. And another BDS round.
And you're wondering, like, what did BDS do here? Well, let me count the piece of utility they've used. They used the Selma to open up into piano to give extra rotation possibilities. They, of course, open up the hatches with the sledgehammer. Then they use the Selma to open up towards the balcony, which makes that anchor position right between the two tables unplayable. They've used 2 or 3 floors drones to make sure that the Banshees will not be in play. And after that, flip the switch and go. Go for the kills. Go for the plant if you see the opportunity. And it seems to be working out so well for them. And Empire, again, they're not able to find a response. Yes, they get some kills, but nowhere near enough to make sure that they win a round. Because I believe totally now they're on 5 kills. That's enough for a round, but we're already in round 5.
But even now, even in this situation, you're looking at this and you're thinking, BDS are all over the shop. There's a great way to open it up. Renshiro really wants this close bout of pressure and the drop just on that back line. We saw the burn of all that utility go, but it wasn't quite enough. 2 grenades popped for a second, and neither was able to catch Scyther. Soon some of this stuff might come back into life with those ADSs that have some life towards that back line shield. A great swing onto Shaiko. They're responding with this bout of aggression. The drop now is way more isolated as they pull themselves back behind the bar on the far side, but with a minute 10 left, they've got to try and dig through. Bride gets that opener, and they're just going to try and cut themselves onto the site itself, down Zulu corridor, right in the midst, in the middle of it, with the sort of the stop of the approach there from the back line and the washroom. They're still trying to find themselves just some solidity with the drones whirring underneath.
And they will have to as well. They're a bit behind now, a situation they haven't really found themselves in yet throughout this game, and that makes it a little bit less clinical than that we're used to seeing from them. But it doesn't mean that it's not salvageable, because Renshiro, if he manages to find the kill here on the top floor, suddenly there's a lot of control in the hands of BDS, and as Rafale drops, he needs to find a little bit more than that, as Renshiro now goes aggressive, able to find 1, needs to find 3 more, however, together with Bride. If they want to be able to pick up this round, and while they have a breach, they just need to find a way to go for a plant safely.
There it is. There is a bit of a loose potential catch there. The pings will come through. Just saw the end of the barrel of the gun, but not much time. Renshiro is able to find always and pull them out. 10 seconds. They're able to start digging themselves onto reading itself. Going to look for the fight on pillars. Shepard is that close line. Bride gets 1. There's the response.
Oh, no way,
Bride! Hopped in the backside, took the first, and they tried to escape out the door in time, but... what a play from Bride.
I don't know why, but I don't feel nervous when I see BDS in a situation like this after we saw the previous 4 rounds. Yes, they're 2 men behind at some point, but you're like, the way that they're playing, there's no panic in this play. I don't know if you realize it, but they're calm, collected, they're very confident. They're like, if we lose a round, we'll lose a round, but we'll just keep on playing like we normally do. We play like ourselves, and you don't see the panic in their flicks. They know exactly where these players are. They cut off the angle 1, they go up for the second, then of course, well, someone drops, he tries to run for it, but Bride is already in the position where he can make sure that he can go for that refrag. The plan was never to plant in that round. It was to make sure that those kills would go their way, and BDS able to win round number 5, even after being 2 men behind.
Coordination that they can pop off. Now there's 4 bodies that are playing onto that side. There's the hop out. There's the first. Quickly responded to. Are they going to make motions happen on the door? They're able to. I said joystick deep could be a problem, and he's causing it. And he pulls back, and suddenly they've been able to pull massive amounts out of that approach. Shaiko, though, instantly with 1 back on the opposite side.
That was another jump out, I believe, from Shepard, who was looking to make that happen. And while still the Valkyrie camera is active, there is a man down in library looking to potentially go for a run out if it's not being watched. And still the camera is up there. You see that the right top of the screen, it goes on, off, on, off. And as they start rappelling in right now, the top floor will be under control. The plans will be coming through. And that Valkyrie camera will be even more important now, because if they do manage to go for the run out, they might be able to stop everything from happening. But 45 seconds on the clock, and it's only Dan and Always left in a 2v3. Make that a 1v3 situation where Always will have to retake. We'll go for the jump out. Doesn't even pick that one up though. Somehow gets Shaiko still, but it's going to be the air jab that will slow him down. There's almost no way that he has time to come all the way back up, especially not with the Claymore just deployed on those stairs. The question is, will he see them? No, he goes for a completely different approach. No time. This is a 6-0 for BDS. There's no way that he will be able to make it back up in time. And man, even with that Valkyrie cam, even with so much information going, no way you just did that there for that team kill. But BDS 6-0 and having fun. Well, they get the kill, but that's it. Flawless Alf.
I think, is that the first Flores kill we've had in 2-1?
That might have been. And they're laughing about it as well.
The first Flores kill in Tier 1 comp was Elemzje on Brute in a post-1 situation with Empire. Obviously, otherwise 9th on the board currently, especially after Secret's opening success here against Na'Vi. This probably meant more Shaiko went for a swing against two bodies above the new hatches either side. The Nitro goes up and it gets Shepard. Picked up, dropped off, hard destruction's gone off the board now on this approach across the top, and that so severely limits anything you can do in terms of the
opening.
At least
they
had one of those openings, but otherwise that's bathroom locked off, that's half a freezer locked off. Luckily and thankfully they went for an extension because it still gives you some option to swing in and get some angles back on that main core of the site, but Elemzje is just spraying back against that rappel, that situation, and he's still taking the fights, refusing. He should not be allowed.
He gets the second
kill. He should not be allowed.
He goes for the third.
He should not be allowed. Any of them to pull off these plays. Finally, they find a body. Always has a minute, and it is that most isolating minute.
This is going to be a very long 60 seconds here for Always, and the thing is, he has to clutch it. There's no time. You cannot take a timeout now. You cannot use like, all right, guys, we'll take this minute to talk and see what we can do better. No, he needs to win this. So they need to talk whilst winning this round. And while grenades will be used, but just deal a little bit of damage up to Shaiko. And first needs to recover that diffuser. Shaiko's around the corner. Is he going to be able to find him, or will he be found himself? It's going to be the end of it. Shaiko gets that final kill. A 7-0 clean sweep from BDS in, I dare to say, some of the best Siege we have ever seen from them.
I mean, it's hard to disagree. And I think that's the sad fact, but also a little bit to take away here for Empire, is that I think a result would have been similar against pretty much any of the other teams at the minute by just how well BDS were playing.
Yeah.
It wasn't that Empire had a really rubbish day or threw things away or couldn't connect with things.
That's the thing.
It's just BDS connected everything.
It wasn't them making big mistakes that led to their downfall. It was BDS literally having every single angle covered, every single push covered, every single run, everything was taken account for by BDS.
But we have our interview ready, so let's bring up Elemzje for a chat.
Hello.
Hello, Elemzje.
Hello.
Bonsoir, Elemzje. Congratulations on your victory. I gotta say, you look pretty chill today, even more chill than the usual.
Yeah. Just one thing, the Flores kill, it wasn't a troll, guys. I just want to say it first because, like, I swear, no, don't love, guys. It's not troll. Like, I just wanted to put it on the white stairs to make lose time, you know, for the diffuse.
Oh, and Bride was there.
Yeah, and like, it was miscommunication with Bride. He jumped on the stairs and I killed him. But it was no trolling, like, I swear. And I'm sorry if people take it as troll, but we are not the type of guys that are trolling, so that's it.
Well, we saw you all laughing in the end. Even Renshiro was laughing, so you could tell it was pretty hilarious in that moment. Well, you go up against Team Empire. Of course, let's talk about 6 Invitational and your performance there, because it's been a while since we talked about that. Of course, the expectation is always we're going to make it as deep as humanly possible, at least what we did last year. What do you feel you have learned from attending this Invitational 2021 in Paris? How does this translate into your gameplay today?
So yeah, after the 6, I think we had like a kind of disappointed result, knowing how our capacity is. I think we learned a lot, looking at how Brazilians play the game actually, and we decided to play the game more, like bring more fun and more like team play and good mentality. I think that's what we were lacking the most on the 6 Invitational, and most of all, like not being afraid of pushing people. Like I said many times, it's aggressive meta. So don't be afraid to take your fights. And if you win it, it's good. If you lose it, never mind. You will do better next time.
This is definitely the vibe that everybody was getting from the Brazilian players when they were competing in it. So yeah, I can tell the influence that it's had. And you know what? It was very successful today against Team Empire. Other than that, is there anything that's changed with BDS? Did you guys have some rest time after Invitational? Did you focus, you know, like some teams have said, all day, every day, 9 a.m. till the evening practicing? Or did you take some time to rest and then reconvene?
To be honest, we took a lot of times because not a lot, but like a week of break. I think week and a half maybe, just to rest and to forget about the game. And yeah, we came in a fresh mentality, trying to adapt on the new meta with Flores especially, and we played. Like I won't lie, we didn't play that much since we came back. Maybe a few practices, but yeah. The training we put worked for today, so we are going to work to make it great for the season.
What do you think about Flores then, very quickly?
Like in my mind, I think it's maybe like the strongest operator right now on attack.
Really? Why do you say that?
Yeah.
And are you using it more for destruction, or are you using it to move people?
Like a lion.
Boss. Like
Okay.
like for example, on this game, I used it a lot to like destroy Melusi, Maestro device, shields if there is. And on the round, like we decided to rotate bakery. I just used it to make the Jaeger move behind the bakery desk to kill him. So like it's very like hard to avoid because you need to be constantly watching at it, and if you are not watching, for example, someone is not throwing a flashbangs or something, like and create like a distraction, it's so easy to use. So I think it's one of the strongest operator right now.
Wow.
Between Zping, a bit of coordination, drones, and Flores, yeah, it's going to be a rough time in general for defenders that like to stay in one position. Elemzje, congratulations. There's no two ways around it. You absolutely smashed Team Empire today in the debut game for Stage 2 for BDS. Anything you'd like to say to all the fans out there, old and new? I know you've gathered still quite a few of them after Invitational.
Yeah, so thank you for the casting and the interview. Thanks to my teammate, thanks to BDS staff, thanks to everyone supporting us, and thanks to my family, my mom, my brother. Thank you, and see you next time for the next game.
And thank you to Echo the Cat. We cannot forget that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elemzje. Congratulations on your victory. Cannot wait until the next Playday where you guys go up against Vitality, a big French derby in our next Playday. Until then, mon ami, bonne nuit, bonne soirée. Bye-bye.
Bonne nuit. Bye-bye.